From the towering silhouette of Lady Liberty to the vast open landscapes of the West, from bustling city streets to the echoes of history, one question arises. How did a collection of scattered colonies become the most powerful nation on Earth? This is the story of America, a tale of ambition, conflict, and transformation. Long before European ships ever sighted these shores, this continent was not an empty wilderness. It was a vibrant tapestry of nations. For thousands of years, hundreds of sophisticated cultures flourished. In the northeast woodlands, the great Iroquois Confederacy, the Haudenosaunee, forged a powerful political alliance, living together in communal life along the mighty Mississippi River. The Mississippian culture constructed monumental cities. Cahokia, with its enormous earthen mounds, stood as a testament to their ingenuity, rivaling the pyramids of Egypt in scale. In the arid southwest, the ancestral Pueblones carved spectacular multi-story cities directly into cliffs and canyons, architectural marvels that still inspire awe. Nearby, tribes like the Navajo and Apache masterfully adapted to the harsh desert environment. Across the Great Plains, nomadic peoples like the Lakota, Cheyenne, and Comanche developed a rich and dynamic culture centered on the buffalo. With the arrival of the horse, they became some of the most skilled equestrians the world has ever known. And in the lush Pacific Northwest, communities like the Chinook and Tlingit thrived amidst abundant resources. Their stories carved into towering totem poles and celebrated in elaborate potlatch ceremonies. This was a land of immense diversity, home to hundreds of languages and unique traditions. A continent of nations. Then, the world changed. The arrival of European powers in the 15th and 16th centuries marked a dramatic and often tragic turning point. Along with colonists came diseases to which the native populations had no immunity, leading to a devastating demographic collapse. Soon, 13 British colonies began to take root along the Atlantic coast. This era also saw the forced arrival of millions of Africans brought across the ocean in the brutal transatlantic slave trade, their labor building the economic foundations of the new colonies. As generations passed, a new identity began to form. Tensions grew between the American colonies and their distant ruler, Great Britain. Cries of no taxation without representation echoed from Boston to Charleston. Frustration boiled over with acts of defiance, like the Boston Tea Party. Finally, in the summer of 1776, a group of delegates in Philadelphia signed the Declaration of Independence, a radical document that declared all men are created equal and have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. A grueling war for independence followed, led by the steadfast General George Washington. Against all odds, the colonists prevailed, and a new nation was born. Winning the war was one thing. Building a country was another. The young nation struggled under its first government. So, its leaders gathered once more to forge a new framework. The U.S. Constitution. This remarkable document established a republic with a system of checks and balances, designed to secure the liberties won in the Revolution. With a new government in place, the nation began to look westward, an idea known as manifest destiny. The belief in a divinely ordained mission to expand across the continent took hold. This expansion, however, came at a terrible cost for the continent's first peoples. The forced removal of the Cherokee and other nations on the tragic Trail of Tears remains a dark stain on the nation's history. As the country grew, a deep and bitter division festered within it. The institution of slavery, the economy of the South, was built on the backs of enslaved people, while the industrializing North moved toward abolition. This fundamental conflict over human freedom and the soul of the nation could not be resolved by compromise. In 1861, the country tore itself apart in a brutal civil war. Under the resolute leadership of President Abraham Lincoln, the conflict raged for 4 bloody years. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation transformed the war into a fight for freedom, and ultimately, the Union was preserved. The nation was slowly, painfully rebuilt. In the decades that followed, America entered an age of unprecedented change. The late 19th and early 20th centuries saw a massive wave of industrialization. Railroads crisscrossed the continent. Factories churned out steel and new technologies, and towering skyscrapers began to reshape city skylines. Millions of immigrants from Europe and Asia poured into the country, seeking opportunity and a new life, adding their cultures to the American fabric. The nation's growing economic and industrial might soon translate it into global influence. America's entry into World War I and its decisive role in World War II cemented its status as a global superpower, a leader on the world stage. The end of World War II ushered in a new kind of global struggle, the Cold War. For decades, the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in an ideological and geopolitical rivalry that shaped world events. At the same time, a second, equally important struggle was being waged at home. The Civil Rights Movement, led by iconic figures like Martin Luther King Jr., challenged the systemic segregation and inequality that had persisted for a century, through nonviolent protest and powerful calls for justice. The movement fought to make the nation live up to its founding ideals of liberty and equality for all. With the end of the Cold War, the world entered a new era. The rise of the digital age and the internet revolutionized communication and society in ways previously unimaginable. But the 21st century has also brought new challenges, from global terrorism and economic crises to deep political polarization. The debates that shape America today are a continuation of a long and complex conversation about who we are and what we stand for as a nation. The story of the United States is not a simple one. It is a story of breathtaking ideals and profound contradictions, of immense struggle and astonishing transformation. It is a journey that is far from over, an ongoing experiment in democracy, and a testament to the enduring human quest for a more perfect union. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more journeys through history.